Welcome. What is going on with my monitor over here? Hold on. Sorry. That was weird. Messed up my whole routine, my whole intro. Yes, Drive, you just made it in time to see me mess up right at the beginning. Welcome to this Louisiana DLC release day live stream. This is exciting for me anyway. I have been waiting for this state at least as much as Nordic Horizon, only because even though it's a smaller map or a smaller bit of map than Nordic Horizon by a significant margin, this is an area I spent a lot of time driving in and through, and I even lived not too far from New Orleans, not in Louisiana, but nearby. And so I brought my Mardi Gras beads. I know it's not Mardi Gras season yet, not for another couple of months, but I brought my Mardi Gras beads. And I brought Mardi Gras coins. And I know you can't see these very well. I'll try to put some pictures, post some pictures of those later. And I've got my hurricane glass from Pat O'Brien's in New Orleans. Anyone who's been to spend any time in New Orleans, down in the French Quarter area, may have at least seen Pat O'Brien's, if not visited it. So let me see. How did that show up? Yes, that's a hurricane glass. Because when there's a hurricane coming and you can't do anything about it, you may as well drink. And this is a hurricane glass to drink out of. So I literally got this when I went to Pat O'Brien's. It's a restaurant slash bar in the French Quarter of New Orleans. So, and like as I said, these beads I got at Mardi Gras parades, and these coins I got at Mardi Gras parades. So, yeah, when you're in the area, you want to go to a Mardi Gras parade. Let's see who's here early and on time. I'm going to get to that in a second, Bedrock. Let's see who's here early and welcome. Who's here early and on time? We got Phantom 6767, Elliot Hallisey, Matt Walter, RD04 Dave, reefer hauler for 35 months, almost 3 years. Pugwash is here, keeping his eyes peeled for gators. Did you see any gators in the intro? Lobo 1G is here. Matthew Walter is here. Jaffo is here. Barbara M is here. Lowrider is here. Brenton Doherty is here. Ken Beard is here. Ken lives not too far from New Orleans, about midway between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. Ken, did you bring your Mardi Gras beads? Nightbot is here, so watch your P's and Q's. Turn off that caps lock key, and don't spit out too many emojis or Nightbot will get you. And Drive just made it. Let's see. King Cake. Yes, I didn't even think about that. I don't have a King Cake. You guys know about the tradition with the king cake and what it's about? Inside every authentic king cake, which has got all different color, basically the colors of the rainbow sprinkled on top of the cake, and somewhere inside that cake there is a little plastic baby. And a lot of, like when I worked down there in the area, somebody would bring in a king cake. And the tradition is, if you get the slice of king cake that has the little plastic baby in it, you have to bring the next one, like next year. So, Bedrock just joined in. The mental image of just how you got those beads. Let me show you what he's talking about. I'm not showing you actually, but, and I didn't have to do this. They throw the beads, but oh, that doesn't work for guys so much as it does for the ladies. You get a lot of beads thrown at you when ladies do that. Let's see. I know how some girls get the beads. Just saying. Yeah, I know how they do too. And I'm not going to repeat what the bead throwers say. I have been downtown in the French Quarter during the Mardi Gras season, and they don't have the same parades. Like most of the parades are out on the city streets. They close them down and have parades go through, and they're for families. But the adult Mardi Gras parades are down in the French Quarter, and it gets a little raunchy. And there are I'm sorry, I don't have photos. Maybe I can come up with some photos later. But there are um, these old buildings. Maybe you've seen them in some old movies based in the French Quarter of New Orleans. And on the balconies of these old buildings, there'll be people lined up on the balconies, and they'll yell down at the young women down on the street, show me. And if they do, the people will throw beads at them. So they do get rewarded for flashing. Adam Buser is here. He has got Louisiana. Let's see. Elliot Halsey. Hey, Boomer, you could disguise yourself off as Mr. Trucker with your, Mr. T with your bling. Yeah, that's a lot of bling. So this one here has got that Mardi Gras baby. I know you can't see it. I'll put some pictures up. But this is from a Mardi Gras parade 25 years ago in 2000. And one of these coins here says 1997. So I lived in the area from 1997 until, oh my goodness, or is it 98? Anyway, until 2004. So long time ago. Did I meant to say Matthew Roth? Well, it says Matt Walter. Wait, is Matthew Roth not here? Yes, Matthew Roth is here. And Matt Walter is here. Yeah, that's a lot of bling. Bling, bling, bling. Okay. I'm going to do some shout outs. I haven't done any shout outs in a while. We've been so busy with other things and doing convoys, but I am going to do shout outs now. Isabella Hagloff, Rob Strecker, aka Lurch, who is not here with me because he's got the normal week things going on, weekly. Bedrock, our top ATS driver for February 2023. Bill Welburn, Nicholas Triple XN, Susan Arthur, our top Euro truck driver for August 2025. Captain Minnesota, Trucker Kitty, Norwegian Trucker Nicholas, Big Al 2424, our top ATS driver for March 2025, and our top ATS driver for all of 2023. Chasmified, Johnny Hansen, Lobo 1G, our top Euro truck driver for July 2025. Bugwash, our top Euro truck driver for April 2024. Phantom 6767, our top Euro truck driver for October 2024. I wonder if I haven't updated someone on here. We'll see. Wim 55, our top ATS driver for March 2024. Torsev Ice Bear, our top Euro truck driver for August 2023. David Long, aka Shorty, our top ATS driver and Euro truck driver for September 2025, because it wasn't enough just to get top driver in one, he had to get it in both. That's a hardcore driver right there. And Wiz Nation, our top ATS driver for October 2025. So who was it in November? I have already forgotten. Let me see if they because I haven't updated all my stuff yet. November. Let's see. November. Shemelkost for ATS. And Thor, who I will get to in a little bit. So I'll have to try and remember to mention that he is the top Euro truck driver for November. Look at all the loads coming in for Louisiana from folks in the VTC. What I miss? Adam Buser says, I figure out that the closest truck dealer to a garage is in New Orleans and the other locations are not close at all. Well, there is a garage. You can start or quick travel into, I think, Alexandria. which is what Wiz did. Okay, let's talk about Louisiana. First of all, we're not in Louisiana. We're in Arkansas. I'm going to go get a load of, I think, logs. Is it? Yes, logs. Up here north of El Dorado, and then we're going to take it down here to DeRidder. So I wanted to do a early access video with the dynamic loading with logs. I wanted to do that in Nordic Horizon, but I couldn't find a place. And I ran out of time for Louisiana. So I have done this ferry here at Port Fortune, if you watch that video, and then didn't do those. And I'm still looking for the one where you can actually ride the ferry across a river. I've seen somebody else doing it. Well, anyway, I've seen photos of it, but I haven't found the location myself. Okay, enough talk. Let's start driving. Oops. I've been driving automatic for a while now and forgot I'm in manual now. Come on, driver, that's no place to park. Must be a Swift reject. Every once in a while, that high range thing doesn't work. And that's annoying. You're right, Bedrock. Not just in Arkansas, but anywhere. Logging trucks are generally pretty beat up and dirty. I didn't realize till after I booked this load that I hadn't been to this depot yet. So can I assume that you've all gotten the Louisiana DLC? Look at that traffic coming. Yeah, you're right, Bedrock. Yeah, I have never been down here yet. Yeah, this is how this truck and trailer would look when you first drive them off the lot. By the time they did their first run with logs, they'd be filthy. DVD review dude, welcome to the stream. Oh. What gives Swift drivers their bad name? All you gotta do is watch Bonehead Truckers. Because they're always messing up. The reason for that is, why am I going this? Why does it want me to go that way? I'm not going that way. The reason for that is that Swift Transportation hires a lot of people who either haven't got their CDL yet or just got it. They have no experience, and they have a training program there, but it's not all that good. Okay, why is it wanting me to drive around in that circle? Why is it doing that? I don't need to check in. This is the world of trucks load. Hey, Thor. There's that guy who was top driver for Euro Truck last month. Yeah, so being new, Swift drivers, all new drivers, make a lot of mistakes. You know what? I'm going to turn right. I mean, I certainly did when I was new. And I often advise people who want to get into trucking to, well, most people don't really have a choice, but to start as a company driver. Whoops. Because you're going to make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, the first 6 months. Better to make them as a company driver. Because they've already got it all priced in. Those aren't beans, those are beads. They're Mardi Gras beads that I got in and around New Orleans. Here we go. Pretty sure this is dynamic. Yep. Dynamic loading. Or is it? Yes, it is. Glad to hear you guys are getting the DLC soon. And Vigner says he's going to try to go from Las Vegas to the easternmost point of Louisiana, which is New Orleans, I think. I'm curious as to what is the distance from New Orleans to Bellingham now? Yeah, Vigner, you can mess up so bad that they would fire you, but they allow for a lot of mistakes. It's just going to happen. So for those of you who got here late, in addition to my Mardi Gras beads, I've also got some Mardi Gras coins and my hurricane glass from Pat O'Brien's in New Orleans, in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Rick Rashid is here. We can get started now. Let's look at a map. You know, I think I'm going to finish up this area here. But we are going to DeRidder in Louisiana. By the way, in this profile, I have discovered none of Louisiana so far. I've got nothing. No yellow roads whatsoever. Is that what I wanted? I wanted this. Louisiana, 0. So we'll see how much got after the stream, if I remember. Oh, Google says mileage from New Orleans to Bellingham is 2,679. So I wonder if is that more than, say, San Diego to Dubuque? We're talking cross country. Lobo, I've got my copy. Have to wait until done with work. Work always getting in the way of. Yeah, that's annoying. Lobo says it's $12 US. Okay, let's get on with it. This is a driving distance of 298 miles. It was close. You know, Swift driver would have either hit the porta potty or the truck or both, theoretically, or a new guy anyway. San Diego to Dubuque is 1,942 miles. Okay. Thanks for looking that up, Bedrock. Yeah. Good point, Thorpe. Well, Vigner, it probably is. I mean, Hurricane Katrina did a number on New Orleans. Yeah, that happened like 1 year, and it has been 20 years since it hit. It happened a year after I left, moved back to Minnesota. Yeah, I remember I wasn't there, but I was devastated to see what the stuff that was happening. Plus, I know people who were personally devastated. The gal that took the job that I left to move back to Minnesota, her mother drowned from the flooding. Yeah, it was just horrible. Ooh, I'm gonna get up on the roof. Now this isn't even Louisiana. We got swampy mangrove trees. There's Paz Tech. Welcome to the stream, Paz. Susan is here. What? Can't believe I missed a little bit. Let's go fetch it. There is a lot of Arkansas that I don't have, and I'd like to. I never know if I'll ever get back to this particular depot. So I want to get it all. Well, Adam, speaking of straight lines, I'm having a little trouble doing straight lines at the moment. No highway that goes in a straight line horizontal. Sure, Interstate 40 does. And 80. August 29, 2005. Yeah, that's right. It was almost exactly a year when I moved away. In fact, when I went for my job interview in Minnesota, I was going to fly and I had to cancel the flight because we had a hurricane then. And I wound up driving because we grabbed kitty cats and a few other things and took them up to my girlfriend's family's place in Arkansas, as a matter of fact. And then she and I drove up to Minnesota. I don't remember what that hurricane was the year prior, but yeah. Hurricanes on the Gulf Coast, no fun. Yeah, Adam, much of New Orleans is, which I'm sure Bedrock was aware, much of New Orleans is below sea level. So they have the, it's kind of like Holland. They've got those dikes. And it flooded because the dikes failed. Susan, these are Mardi Gras beads. Right, levee system, that's what it is. And it is massive. Yep, Thor, Route 66 in Arizona and New Mexico is getting a rework. Dude, why are you stopping? Well, Bedrock, I think I missed something in the chat that would reference Hurricane Andrew, but that was in, I think Hurricane Andrew hit Florida. Is that what I missed? Okay, I'm caught up on chat. Oh. Oh, I got a red light. Well, this is a good time to get to some shout outs done. Trucking Through Video, Omega Trucking, our top ATS driver for January 2024. Nick, David H74. RD04 Dave, our top ATS driver for March 2023. Broken, Thor Rasmussen, our top Euro truck driver for November 2025. And our top Euro truck driver for all of 2023. All right, we'll do some more. Douglas Williams. Where is Willie? JC Drives, our top. To get it later. I'm going to sneak a peek at the map because I feel like we should be in Louisiana at this point. And we are. I must have missed the sign. In my real life trucking days, I never took this route. I have been up and down US Highway 65 from Baton Rouge all the way up here to... I know I've been up to 20, but I kept going. So I don't know where I left 65. But anyway, yeah, that was a neat drive, matter of fact. Let me catch up on chat. Oh, just one. Wellsmain Ventnor, welcome to the stream. Let's enjoy this scenery. Pugwash style. Well, Matt Walter, the transmission is however you set it up. I'm running an automatic, or excuse me, I'm running manual, 18 speed. But the type of transmission is not determined by the type of truck. It determines on how you want it. And that's true in real life as well. Good thing I looked at the map. Oops, I didn't mean to go into first gear. It's the time of the year where I get hot elderberry juice in my cup. Nice. I bought this game last week. How do you get those real engine sounds? Awesome. With mods. There are free mods that will help you get engine sounds like this, but I'm using paid mods by Zeemods. But if you're new to the game, you should drive without mods for a while to get the feel for it, and then start adding mods. And if you like the engine sounds, there are some good free mods that will give you good engines and good engine sounds. So this is Interstate 20. This runs east-west across northern Louisiana. Now you can get mods on the Steam Workshop. Like I said, I would recommend focusing on just driving, getting used to how the game functions before you start complicating your life with mods, at least for a few weeks. By the way, we have a good Discord community where there's a lot of helpful people in there that can help you out with that. If you're on Discord, I would invite you to join our community Discord. Link is in the description below. I think we're taking this exit. This is Shreveport, Bossier City. Yeah, that's basically the route that we've all taken. Get used to the game and then complicate your life with mods, but it does enhance the game. I mean, that my kitty cat there, that's a mod. By the way, I list all my mods in the description below. Although some of them are proprietary to our VTC. Hey, pilot. No, I didn't get any Zeemod updates. I forgot, actually. I was going to ask you about that the other day. But my engine mods are working. My horn mod is working. Hey, Adam. Yes, Interstate 49 does go through. Or it will. Because it goes up all the way to Kansas City in Missouri. But not in the game. In fact, let's have a look at that on the map. So, yeah, here it is, Interstate 49. So, Interstate 49 does go through the Shreveport-Bossier City area and then continues north up into Arkansas. And it actually, well, maybe it's not here yet, but it will replace all of US Highway 71. It goes all the way up. There's Joplin. Goes all the way up to Kansas City. Getting sidetracked here. Oh, we got to head south for a ways yet. Huh. Taz is here. Bobby, paid mods are pretty much just almost as easy to install as free ones. Now the free ones, basically when you subscribe to them on the Steam Workshop, they will self-install, but you still have to activate them in your profile. With paid mods or mods that you get elsewhere, you actually have to put them manually into your mod folder, and then it's the same process to activate them. Although Zeemods, it's a little more complicated because it's got extra features. Well, some things have extra features. $2 million. Oh, you got 750,000 kilometers to go. I thought you were getting really close. So you're well on your way. Wolfsbane, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Louisiana. Well, that's great, Wolf. I'm pretty excited about Louisiana. oddly enough, this is part of Louisiana I never went to when I was trucking in real life. I've been all over the rest of the state, but not down this highway or to DeRidder. Let's see. Since Louisiana got... Oh, wait, I'm cutting behind. Adam says I reached 30,000 miles of my Kenworth. Okay, all right. Yeah, Vigna, the community has really taken off on those miles. Same thing with the Nordic Horizon cruising event. Cruising Nordic Horizon is going to be done this week. Thor, I don't know. Haven't checked. Well, I think it works on 157, but I haven't actually looked. You're right, Wolfsbane and SES did an amazing job. They're getting better all the time. Hope to reach the Mississippi welcome sign? You know, Mississippi runs through Louisiana. Well, it runs along the border and then cuts through somewhere north of Baton Rouge. You can look at a map later. Yeah, Loretta, I finished my my part of the event in Nordic Horizon yesterday as well. Welcome to DeRidder. Yep, just like in real life, I had my kitty trucking with me. He didn't sit on the dash very much, though. It wasn't his thing. Let's see. We got JC Drives, our top Euro truck driver, for March 2025. Thomas Berger, Doom 3, Matthew Roth. And it's red again. Lee Jenkins, Lee01 Mr., Tazzy 291, Pancake Man, Ken Beard, Grumpy Gruntpaw Gaming, FTG Mike B, Bruce A, Road Trip Nerd, Ken Maselman, Dustin Simbro, Day and B Travels, Herbert Harris, Talk About It, Future Endeavored, Ravendron Supermaniam, Meth Games, Big T 8052, Olivia Brown, I do use a curved monitor. I don't know. I think it's just personal preference. This is my first curved monitor and I really like it. But I don't think there's anything wrong with a straight or a flat monitor. But I think I would prefer not to go back to a flat monitor. Whoa, what the heck was that? That was a weird glitch. There's always issues with new DLCs. Like I noticed my frame rate has dropped significantly from what it was when I was still in Arkansas. Grayson, John Whitesall, our top ATS driver for August 2025. Dan Brewster, Redder89, JBM Gaming and Auto Dips, T-Royal Gaming, Ms. Courtney Olivia, we love our animals. Muhammad Helmi, Carrie Minkinen, Metro Master, Assassin's King 33, Megatron Decepticon, Ernesto Greterol, Chapo 729, Airhan Metenguni, Skid Marks. Let's see what we've got here for. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Back to external market. Do we have anything? What I want to be able to do is go to Baton Rouge. Nothing going to Baton Rouge. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to Aberdeen. Ooh, $23.91. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's go back to external contracts, see what's available. Nothing to Baton Rouge, really. I want to go to Baton Rouge so I can get the plushie, the bear. There's New Orleans. Well, what happens if what? Well, I need to go hit a sleep trigger. What's calling? I don't need fuel, I just need sleep. All right, let's advance the time. Sleeping won't help on World of Trucks jobs. Well, yeah, I'm not on the server. I need a ooh. Sorry. It allows me to start fresh on a new day. Oh, Colin Baton Rouge. Yeah, never heard of it. Sorry. Not much for country songs. Um, let's see. So if I quick travel up to Shreveport, first I'm going to ditch my trailer. Here we go. And then let's quick travel to Shreveport. Hopefully there will be a load going to Baton Rouge from there on World of Trucks. Some coffee. Do I have any damage to repair while I'm here? Nope. I brought my trailer just in case. Okay, let's see what kind of loads they got. Anything going to Baton Rouge? No. Well, I think I had the ability to quick travel to Alexandria. Maybe I can get a load from there going to Baton Rouge. Lintus Fobs, welcome to the stream. Got to be at least 100 miles, though. Nothing going to Baton Rouge. Well, isn't that special? Well, what about Beaumont? He's over the river to Bossier City, and you can visit the gambling boats. Well, they're right downtown on the river. In Shreveport, actually. And possibly Bossier City. Are you kidding me? There's no jobs to Baton Rouge from here? No spelling it, am I? Yeah. Baton. Baton. Jeez. Okay, well, where are their loads coming from? Texarkana. These are freight market loads. Well, let's go to Texarkana. I hate jumping around like this, but I'm on a mission. Susan is going there from Mason City, Iowa. It's a long drive. Ain't it? All right, let's see if we got any World of Trucks loads going. There's one. Wheel loader. 372 miles. Let's do it. Fact about Texarkana, half the city is in Texas and half in Arkansas. Yep. That's a crazy. Well, just like Kansas City. I was gonna check something too. Oh. Before we get started, we'll look at the map here real quick. Oh, good. I'm going to cover some ground I haven't in the past. Good. Let me catch up on chat. Let's see. You can go down to the courthouse and there's a line painted on the ground. I didn't know that. Ah, interesting. Ducky is here. Yeah. Yeah, Ducky, it is definitely not Nordic Horizon, but it's still awesome. In the movie Smoking the Bandit, they were picking up beer in Texarkana. Actually, Texarkana, Texas was a dry county at that time. No alcohol was sold out of that county. Didn't know that. It's been years since that movie came out. All right, so we're just going to take 49 down Shreveport and continue on through Alexandria all the way to Lafayette, and then we're going to head east on Interstate 10 to Baton Rouge, and then we'll curve north into town. This will be interesting. 372 miles. Well, this thing weighs 46,000 pounds. A little heavy. Good thing I got lots of horsepower. Yeah, Bedrock, I was trying to see around that exhaust cover, which is a bit obtrusive. That right there. Hard to see around. Can't quite make it out. Ooh, let's start out in first gear instead of fifth. By the way, Bedrock, I was going through some photos and memorabilia recently, and wait, what'd you say? Oh yeah, head tracker. Yeah, I'm using a head tracker. So I was going through some memorabilia, and I haven't found everything I'm looking for yet. But I did find something I forgot I had from basic training. My oh, what's it called? Oh my goodness, I can't even remember what the heck it's called. But it's a weapons card. It's the one that in basic training, it has a serial number for your personal weapon, and you turn it in in exchange for your weapon when you're going out live, or when you're going out anywhere. And it actually says on there for unit D53, so I wasn't wrong. I was shocked when I saw that. I mean, I wasn't expecting to see that thing, but it was nice to get the confirmation that I did remember the unit. I'll have to take a picture of it and send it to you. But when I saw that, I immediately thought of you. I think it was weapon receipt. I don't know. It says it on the top of it. But I'll take a picture or scan it and send you it. I don't remember keeping it. Okay, I guess we're going this way. Wow, I have my shot records from day one. I don't know if I still have my enlistment paperwork, though. I used to have it. And for those of you who are not in the know, which is most of you, I think, it is purely coincidental that Bedrock and I, who are both in the U.S. Army, went to basic. We discovered that we went to basic training at the same base, Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. Furthermore, we found out accidentally, just by discussing our shared experiences, we were both in the same basic training unit, same company. Which is crazy to think about. Now, it was several years apart, but still, what are the chances? Welcome back to Shreveport, y'all. Well, Elliot, we are going to do a convoy, so I'm glad you brought that up. We've got convoy scheduled for tomorrow and Saturday, same time as this one. I'm not doing two convoys on Saturday like I did last weekend. First of all, Louisiana is not as big as Nordic Horizon. Second of all, it kicked my butt to do 4 streams over the course of 3 days. It was just too much for this old guy. We do some more shout outs. Devin K, Brian Flornay, Renato Matos, and Plux. There, I got all the shout outs. I love this JCB cargo DLC. I think these cargos are just awesome. Now, by the way, don't you do it, you jerk. Maybe a run on I-10 or 20. Yeah, well, probably. We'll have to see. We haven't set a starting location yet. Yeah, what I was going to say is, for those of you... Whoa, stop rolling. For those of you who are kind of new here and you're wondering why I'm shouting out people's names, those are channel members, reefer haulers, and flatbedders. So if you would like to have your name shouted out during most live streams, in other words, if it's not a convoy, click that join button below and select reefer hauler or flatbedder. And by the way, because I haven't had any, haven't had a member stream in probably a month or more. Bedrock! Yeah, like that. Flatbed for 38 months. Wow, long time. Because I haven't done any members live stream in a while for various reasons. I'm feeling bad about that because I would have done one this weekend, but I mean, we got these releases. So what I have done is I released some exclusive content just for channel members. That content won't be released to the general public. All of the members live streams eventually get released to the public. So these video, I released a video yesterday and another one this morning, my time, exclusively for members, and I don't plan to release that to the public. And I don't know why I didn't do this before, but I've been recording all of the viewpoints in these DLCs. Like last week I did Nordic Horizon, recorded all the viewpoints, and then that's the video that plays at the beginning of this live stream during the countdown. Well, mostly. The one that I just released yesterday and then this morning also includes the name of the location of the viewpoint. So it's a compilation of all the viewpoints in that DLC. So in Nordic Horizon, geez, I forget how many there were. 16, 17? 16, 17 viewpoints. And they're all included. Oh, of course this is going to end. I should have known that. What? Right. Math is hard, Bigner. But at the very least, I would say, even if you don't want to join the channel membership, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We've got more Louisiana content coming. We just did a whole bunch of Nordic Horizon content. And for 3.5 years so far, I've gotten early access to every DLC that's come out. They always tell you there's no guarantee you're going to get it, but so far I have. Natchadocious. Sure I spelled that or said that wrong again. So, I've had a few people correct my pronunciation for that. Well, not that one. That's not what this is. But oh my god, I can't get it. But it's the other place we're gonna travel through that I butchered. Somebody gave me the phonetic spelling of it. Andrew Black is here. Welcome to the stream, Andrew. I'll tell you a little secret, Vigner. I failed algebra or struggled with it greatly because I refused to accept that you could add or multiply letters and come up with a number. A plus B doesn't equal anything. I argued with my algebra instructor. You can't add letters. I missed the entire concept of the letters standing for abstract values or some value that it's assigned to it. And it's funny because later on I had to use algebra a lot. You know, when you're in high school, you're like, I'll never use this. Yeah, I did. I had to use it in trucking even. I had to, when I was in the military, I had to take advanced math. Trigonometry, vectors, geometry. Well, the geometry I use more in later life. Give you an example of how I used algebra in trucking. When I had to calculate or figure out my axle weights, I would just assign, you know, each. You could have said steer axle is A, drive axle group is B, and a trailer axle group is C. And A plus B plus C equals total weight. Possibly Bedrock, but as somebody pointed out in a comment to one of my videos, there's also an Nacogdoches in Texas, and I was confusing the two. And I think there's one in Alabama too. The one in Texas I think is spelled differently. That's what I kept pronouncing. Natchitoches. And I'm sure that's still wrong. But the other thing that we're going to do here in a little bit, Achalalaya Basin. We're going to go over that once we get on I-10. Okay. Nakatush. I can see that. Lafayette. That's an interesting question, Vigner. Maybe we'll get Kentucky and Tennessee first because Illinois is right above them. But I don't know. Zach Baker, welcome to the stream. Here we are. I gotta look at the spelling. Achalaya Basin. Let's look at the sign. Achalaya. There's an F in there though. Achalaya. Okay, we gotta watch for gators. I know where there's some gators. Oh, not there. Shoot. Farther back. There they are. There's them gators. Woo. In case you're wondering, this is a mod that allows me to zoom out that far. There's them gators. Let me look at this. Or says the K100Es are working on update 157. Good. Na is pronounced with the A and na sounding like and. Nah. And the emphasis being on the nah. I believe you're right. I'm still struggling with it. The state is small compared to Texas. Heck yeah, it is. It's actually not that big of a state in real life. Now, hold on a second. So, is this the same one? So, Darsal 9242. When I did my early access video and drove across this swampy area, I said that this bridge, this what do you call it? Viaduct. This, I said it's about 20 miles long. The whole elevator. I mean, and you got this rest area thing in the middle of it. But he says it's actually about 18 miles long, making it third longest in the U.S. So that's this one. The Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, which we're not going to go on, I don't think, is the longest in the U.S. and longest bridge over water in the world at 24 miles. I don't think I've ever been across the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, but it literally crosses like the middle of the lake from north to south. Between New Orleans Metro, ooh, what do we got going on here? And Hammond to the north. Got more swampy areas. Coming up on Port Allen. I got a load here at a Port Allen at least once. Right, like 100 meters or less from the freeway. So it would have been right over there somewhere. In one of my real-life trucking videos, I was doing along here and I hit this area during rush hour. It took me forever to get across this bridge. But this is the Mississippi River we're about to cross. It seems to me the approach to this is steeper than it shows in the game. Okay. Baton Rouge is the capital of Louisiana. And they've got some riverboat casinos here. And there's a destroyer on the dockside. Oh, that's right. We're going this way. And that is a museum that you can tour. Forgot we're going to Baton Rouge, not New Orleans. I didn't hear the swamp frogs this time that I recall anyway, but yeah, I have heard them. Well, Bedrock, I don't know who Justin Wilson is. I'm really not into pop culture. Cajun Cook, okay. Baton Rouge. Like that? That's kind of how the French pronounce it, since it's a French name. Or French words. Baton Rouge. Red stick. Something about they had these red sticks. There's sticks in the river, and they were red. They were like markers. Back a long time ago. Well, I didn't know the name, but I'm thinking I'll bet I've seen him on TV when I lived down here in the area. And he had a heavy Cajun accent. And he had a couple of interesting catchphrases, which I don't recall at the moment. Herbert Harris is here. And Thomas Berger is here. Used to cook with wine. He would say a little wine for whatever he was cooking and a little wine for the cook. Well, I know there was a pretty famous chef in the New Orleans area that, I mean, that's someone other than Emeril Lagasse. But I think he was on like the local TV shows. Like the local version of the Galloping Gourmet, except with a heavy Cajun accent. But I don't remember the name, and I don't remember the catchphrases, but because it's been, 25 years. But yeah, I just don't recall. But if somebody were to say one of those catchphrases, I would remember that, I betcha. If it's the same person. But I don't remember the wine thing. So maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that's it. I guarantee. All right, hold on. I got to read that. That was probably him. He was on TV and had a heavy Cajun accent, heavy-set guy, wore glasses. Stephen Berger's here. Is wrong. Justin Wilson stay in Raceland, Louisiana. Okay. I guarantee. And Cape Paul? Yeah, I do remember that. Cape Paul was a big man. Okay. Justin Wilson didn't stay in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He stayed in Raceland, Louisiana. Isn't Raceland over by Lake Charles? Nelson, you got timed out by Nightbot for typing in all caps. That'll teach you. All right, back to this. That was a joke. How y'all are? Yeah, I don't remember that, but that makes sense. Well, I overshot the other way. That's all right. I can fix this. Roseland. Okay, I don't know where that is. Let's see. Nelson's a draftsman. You mean like an architect type of draftsman? Ah, cool. That's something I wanted to do when I was in high school. I loved doing that. I took a class. I really liked it. But of course, I never went to school for it. Ultimately, I didn't. And then I wound up working with architects on construction projects later in life. But I did spend a lot of time using AutoCAD for space planning when I was in the casino industry. I used to do casino floor layouts, and I used AutoCAD for creating the layouts. No, but I like that, like engineering drafting. That's cool. Again, I did a little bit of that in high school, and I found it very intriguing. Let's see, where am I going? I need a. That's a shop, not a sleep trigger. I don't see a sleep trigger here in Baton Rouge, at least in this area. Gotta go all the way over there. Well, maybe I'll just go down here and buy this garage. How about that? Oh, I didn't go in far enough. Here we go. Make it dark. Oh, still got the beacons on. Sleep. Go ahead and get some fuel. Oh, wait. I want to make this bigger. Upgrade. It threw me outside, and now it's raining. Next to Kentwood. I don't know where Kentwood is. All right, let's have a look at the map. So, at the beginning, I had 0 of Louisiana explored. Now I have 10.75%, so almost 11% of the state, just in this one live stream. Now, I'll be in a different profile tomorrow, so I'll be starting again from scratch because this is my solo profile, and tomorrow I'll be in my convoy profile. So, and I've not driven here in my convoy profile at all yet. So, but that is going to do it for today. I'd like to thank you for being here during this. In the rain. For this very first DLC release live stream. Remember, we're going to be doing the convoys tomorrow and Saturday. They will start at the same time this one did, which is 2 hours ago. So noon Pacific, whatever time that is in your neck of the woods. One of my favorite parts of ATS, listening to the rain. You know, SoundFix's pack has really improved some of the sounds, and that's what you're hearing right now. You see, I don't think I've got my wipers on. No, still not on, but okay. Anyway, see if I missed anything. Nope. Thanks again, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, but we'll be convoying. I don't know how many people we have in the convoy each day. I forget. 6 or 7, plus myself. And that should be interesting. Thanks again for riding along. We'll see you later.